So here is our Mother's Day card that we're going to make. To make it, we are going to take a half a piece of Sahara sand. It's 11 by 4 1/4, scored in half. We're going to have it could be a scrap piece of Sahara sand. I'm using about 2 5/8 by 3 1/8. A piece of vellum. Kind of wanted to see our background when we emboss our greeting. It's 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. We have a piece of Blushing Bride, 3/4 by 5 1/2. You can see I already punched a little bit out of that one. And then we have a piece of Wisteria Wonder. This one is 1/2 inch by 5 inches. We're going to cut that down. Here is Dazzling Diamonds Glimmer Paper. It's 1/4 inch by 6 inches. Basically, I just cut 1/4 inch off the 12 by 12 and then cut it in half. And then we will cut that one down too when we get it on the card. So, oh, and here we have the tea lace dollies. And we're only going to use a little smidge of it. Just want to poke out. And so I was able to make 3 little this size. And I wanted to show you how I did that by cutting off in the triangle. So to get going, we're heat embossing the flowers from the I Like You Hostess set in Whisper White. And I'm going to use this large, very sticky Post-it note. Here's the back of it so you can see. And it just covers the whole top. So it makes it so that I won't get any Versamark ink above the crease on my card base. So that'll just keep it all nice and neat. So here we go. And here is the stamp. And we're going to ink it up. Oh, don't forget your embossing buddy. It makes such crisp lines when you use it. I always seem to forget. So here we go. We're going to use the Versamark. We're going to ink it up. And then we're going to randomly stamp all over our card base. And there's no rhyme or reason here other than after you kind of get going, keep turning it. So you can get the flower images as close as possible to each other. So it just fill the whole piece of paper. And you'll see at the end I'm kind of mostly stamping off the edge. I'm just getting a little bit. So now we're going to use white embossing powder. And we're going to put that all over. It takes a couple times with using half of a card base to do that. And there we go. I even hit the lamp. So now off camera, I heat emboss the whole thing. You could leave it like that. I think that's actually gorgeous. It would probably make a great wedding card. So now we're going to emboss the other pieces of the card. So here is our vellum. And the vellum's going across the card in that manner. And we need to put the love from the So You photopolymer set that's in the Occasions catalog. And we're also going to stamp another flower from the I Like You Hostess set. And you can see it kind of made a little boo-boo when I was stamping the love. We got a little extra powder. So a little bit of my pokey tool and a little paintbrush and it was all fixed. So now we got the powder and we're heat embossing. And I love this quick speed. So here we're going to color. Now I'm starting with the Calypso Coral and just doing little bits here and there. And these are the water-based inks. So here is Lost Lagoon. And these little ones we don't blend. There's not a lot of space to blend. So we're just doing one color on all these little tiny flowers. Now we're starting with Always Artichoke. And we're going to use Always Artichoke in 2 places. And so now on the bigger leaves, we're doing the stems right over them with the Always Artichoke. And then I'm coming back and I'm coloring it all in with Pear Pizzazz. It smudges it a little bit. It gives it a little bit of depth, so it kind of gives it a bit of a 3D image instead of just a flat coloring. And when we're done here, you're going to wipe with a dry towel, paper towel or cloth, any of the ink that got on the white embossing, and it just pops. So now here on the purple flowers, we're using a combination of Perfect Plum and Wisteria Wonder. And so I do the dark color first, which is the Perfect Plum, and then I go over it with the wisteria. So it mutes the darker color and kind of blends it in, but still leaves it quite dramatic. So the flower's got the darker center. One thing you'll notice in this, I forgot when we were doing it to color in the centers of all the purple flowers and the pink flowers with the yellow crushed curry. So you got to make sure you do that too. So now I'm going in and I'm using two pinks. And so the darker pink is Strawberry Slush and the lighter pink is Blushing Bride. And here again, I'm going over the detail basically of the stamp and the edges of where the petals were going under other petals with the darker Strawberry Slush, and then coloring in with the Blushing Bride. And I kind of start on the top of some of the petal, and then some of the ink from the Strawberry Slush that is still sitting on the embossing powder kind of mixes, and so it's helps kind of smudge it, so it's not quite as drastic of two colors. But I just think these are so pretty. And so here we go. Found another flower. There was a lot, which is why we sped this up. So now I'm going back and checking out the little spots I might have missed. So here we go. So now we're going to take the greetings from Teeny Tiny Wishes that says Happy Mother's Day, and we're stamping that on Wisteria Wonder in Wisteria Wonder. So it's not real bold or anything. And then I'm going to finish punching with the Scallop Edge Border Punch, the Blushing Bride cardstock. And what this is going to allow us to do is just, one, have a little detail, but it's give us a place to attach the vellum. Vellum can be a bit tricky to attach because you can see the adhesive underneath. So here I'm going to take the snail and apply it to the Blushing Bride. Oh, I got a little piece that didn't work out so good. So now I'm going to add the snail, and then I like, and I got a little glue on my desk. So, and I'm attaching then the vellum to the Blushing Bride, and I want to see the Blushing Bride through the vellum. I did that on purpose. And now we're going to add the Dazzling Diamonds, and this I'm lining right up on the edge of the vellum, and it's going to kind of cover the edge. So you can see the pink through the vellum, you can pink on the side, and we're going to trim it up with my snips. And what this will do, it'll give me the ability to add adhesive to the back of the Blushing Bride area, and we won't see that. And then I'm going to put it where I know the dolly will be. So there we go. So now way to hide it on. And then I'm going to take one little glue dot and attach it just behind in that top corner so that won't curl up. We'll cover that up with some pearls later, but I think I forgot to do that on the video. You'll see it in the picture. So here we are adding the dolly to the end of the greeting. So I'm going to trim it so I can get a little closer. And then I think I have glue and I don't. So now we're putting glue on to attach at our snail. And see what I mean? I left it longer, but it's just easy to cut it perfect the way you want it. So now I've saved you from having to see me color another flower. We're just going to assume color the other flower just like the others, and then fussy cut it out. And that's long, and you didn't need to see that. So now I'm adding snail to the back of it, and we're going to get our linen thread, and you can see them. Oh, see here, now I've realized I have not wiped off the embossing powder to make it pop. And I'm probably going to go, oh, and I didn't do the yellow. So now we're going to go back and get the crushed curry pen and on the areas that you can see. So do this before you attach, just add the crushed curry. Trying to do everything at once, you forget. So now I'll go back and wipe those off too. And it comes off very easily. You can color the whole thing and then wipe it off all at once at the end. It's not a problem. So now we're going to find the linen thread. And we're going to attach it to the back of the cutout flower on the snail. So here we go. Found the linen thread. And Sometimes I guess I need glasses. Trying to see what that said. So here, and it's just a matter of kind of attaching it and then figuring out where it goes, going around. I kind of want loops. I just want a little something to set it off from the background of the card. I thought it needed one more flower, but just needed a little something. I didn't want to put any more vellum or anything else or a punch. So I just thought a little bit of rustic to our lace and vellum. And so, yeah, every once in a while I turn it back over, see how it looks, add another loop. And I'm also trying to deal with that little, where it's wrapped around the card, it's got some hard edges. So then we'll just snip it off. And then we're going to get some, get a little straggler. So we're going to get some dimensionals and attach it to our card base. And voila, we'll take the backs of our dimensionals off. And there we go. Try to line it up so you can see the love stands out and the Happy Mother's Day. And fold the card. And now done, but you can see I also forgot to add the pearls up in the upper left-hand corner, which you can see there in the picture. So I hope you enjoyed my Mother's Day card. Please go to my website there, craftysampin.com, and you'll find the entire listing of all the products I used. Thank you.